Let's go back to the big surprise of last season's playoffs. Third and deciding game of the Houston-LA miniseries. LA leads the upset-minded Rockets, trying to oust the world champions in the Forum. But Mike Dunleavy fires away to put the Rockets ahead. LA still had one more chance.
No, you might have to be up here to help out just in case. But as soon as Magic gets it, he's going. Silk and you are crossing. Coop, you're in here, and Cap, you're in here. Set the screen now for Silk, Cap, and then step up and EJ deal.
Instead, Magic Johnson put up this shot, and the Lakers were stunned, knocked out of the playoffs. But Houston's Cinderella story was not over yet. Victory over San Antonio in 7, and then Moses Malone, the Rockets' Rock of Gibraltar, led Houston to a 5-game triumph over Kansas City using their physical, deliberate style. The Rockets had won the Western Conference title. Championship finals against the heavily favored Boston Celtics. Nearly everyone predicted a series sweep for Boston, but despite the presence of extraordinary Larry Bird, the Rockets gamely battled the Celtics, winning Game 2 in Boston, Game 4 in Houston, before losing out in 6 games. The Rockets are out to prove last season was no fluke. The Lakers are hoping it was. Los Angeles is still celebrating the Dodgers World Championship, but tonight from the Forum in Inglewood, California, fans are dreaming of another championship for LA, a return to the title for the Lakers. And professional basketball is back. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, and it was right here that the Lakers season came to an end last year when Magic Johnson's shot went nowhere. But now we have a new season, and we think the NBA this year will be bigger and better than ever. And I'm so delighted to be working alongside Bill Russell, and we'll carry you all the way to the championship playoffs. But opening night, when the curtain goes up, is a special night, Bill.
It is a real special night, Dick, because for the players especially. Because for the rookies, it's anticipation of their first year as a professional. And for your accomplished professionals, they ask if you can have a better year or at least match last year. So this is the last time you get a chance to question it before you really take the test.
All right, the Lakers, no one questions their talent. They have Kareem, they have Magic, Nixon, and Wilkes, but they feel that they have found a missing link to their successful seasons.
Yes, and adding Mitch Kupchak, they feel that they have a rough, tough, rebounding big forward, something they thought that they needed all the time. Now, I thought that Jim Jones did a good job, but he's not nearly as physical as Mitch Kupchak.
And you know, the Houston Rockets appear to have strengthened themselves with the veteran, they call him the Bionic Man. Elvin Hayes hardly misses a game, and he's going to help Malone inside.
He has to help because he's an accomplished player, a real fine player, a veteran player, and he's going to give some leadership and some stability to this team. This is a relatively young team, the Houston Rockets.
So we have Hayes and Kupchak.
Right. Ironically enough, these two guys played on the last championship team for Washington Bullets. And here they are now trying to take other teams to championships.
And, of course, Hayes and Kupchak will probably be guarding each other tonight, so we have a lot of stories within stories as we welcome you to opening night of the 1980-81, 81-82 NBA season on CBS.
The NBA on CBS. Tonight's game is sponsored by Light Beer. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less. Blue Stratos, the spirited men's cologne and aftershave for the free spirit in man. And by Oldsmobile, who invite you to see the new 1982 Oldsmobile at your Olds dealer today.
So here at the Los Angeles Forum in Inglewood, let's run down the starting lineups. First for the visiting Houston Rockets. Starting at forward, number 50, Robert Reed, a tough defender. The other forward, Elvin Hayes, how strong he is, number 44. Moses Malone, the awesome rebounder at center, number 24. In the backcourt, gutty, streak shooting, Mike Dunleavy, number 10. And the playmaker for the Houston Rockets, number 6, Tom Henderson. And the coach of the Houston Rockets is Del Harris. Del Harris starting his third year. How would you characterize him, Bill?
Well, he likes to have his team under control at all times. He does a lot more coaching in that during the game. He makes sure he keeps his team under control.
All right, the Los Angeles Lakers will start this way. What a dazzling team. Jamal Wilkes, silky smooth, number 52, starting at forward. The new face, Mitch Kupchak, number 41, at the power forward. Dominating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, better than ever perhaps, number 33 at center. And in the backcourt, Norm Nixon, lightning sure shot number 10, and the irrepressible Magic Johnson, number 32, celebrating the Dodger victory. The starting five for the LA Lakers and their coach, Paul Westhead, starting his second full year.
You know, he has a funny kind of job. It's tough and it's easy. It's tough in that you gotta win, and easy in that he's got guys that you don't have to do too much coaching for, at least the top 4 guys.
And we're underway, and hope you enjoy this game and the NBA campaign on CBS. And the Lakers control. Magic Johnson outside. Yep. A power forward playing lead guard, and that's the story of the Lakers. And Kareem goes inside, and Moses Malone. And we'll watch that story, how tough he plays Kareem.
Yeah, we're talking to Dale Harrison. He says he feels that Moses plays so much better against the top centers, and that he doesn't play as well sometimes against the centers that are not so tough.
He rises to the occasion. The turnover there as we look at the Lakers and Moses Malone and Kareem. What kind of offense can we expect from LA?
Well, if you see the Lakers running, that's what they want to do. They think they can get points in bunches quicker than anyone because they play good defense and they got a great fast break.
And they got a great fast guard in Norm Nixon. But on the other hand, we have Houston, and they don't like to run.
They don't want to run. They have personnel that can run, but they like to make sure that they don't throw the ball away, and they get a good shot every time. But mostly, they play inside because they want to get the ball into Moses because he's such an outstanding scorer that you don't want to have other guys shooting and have him shooting.
Mitch Kupchak with his first contribution. And there you see what Bill was talking about. The Lakers like to get it up court, and Wilkes goes in and is fouled by Tom Henderson.
That was a very important thing in that, here's the foul by Tom Henderson there and Mike Dunleavy. The important thing was that when Mitch Kupchak got that rebound, he got the ball out right away on the run. Now, Jamal Wilkes filled in that first lane. But you should be able to do that with all your players, that they should be able to start the fast break even if they can't finish, although he did finish it. You should always have the first guy closest to the release point to get out and start that running if you're going to run like the Lakers like to do.
Jamal Wilkes, outstanding free throw shooter. He'll be helped by Kupchak's presence this year. The officials, Jack Madden and Mike Mathis, and there have been several rule changes that we'll tell you about as the game goes on and as they come up. So LA with the early lead, Henderson the playmaker.
They're still feeling each other out. You know, Houston feels that because they upset, if you want to call them upset last year, the Lakers in the playoffs, that the Lakers would rather beat them than anyone. And so they came in expecting the Lakers to play especially tough tonight.
Elvin Hayes, short with a turnaround, but he's got Moses Malone. You know, he was tired of the double and triple teaming he had in Washington, so he'll feel better. Moses Malone will feel better, the fact that they're not going to be able to double either guy. Jamal Wilkes in the corner. We'll see a lot of that this season. Pat Riley and Paul Westhead on the Laker bench. Westhead, the best winning percentage among active coaches right now. Here's Robert Reed going to the hoop nicely.
The Rockets have won the last 3 games they played here in L.A.
Norm Nixon to Magic. Henderson is going to have the assignment of guarding Magic Johnson and giving up several inches. That goes off the rim, but if Magic starts to post Henderson up, you're going to see Del Harris go to the bench.
I don't think you'll see too much of that.
Malone, turnaround. He'll keep him honest with that outside pop from 15 feet.
And the reason for that, posting a guy like Magic, where do you put Kareem?
Yeah, crowded inside.
If they had a center that wasn't so good, then you might post a Magic Johnson. But if you got a player of the quality of Kareem, he's had a couple bad luck on a couple of shots that you can't call it bad luck. That's bad shooting in his layup.
Missed a couple off the rim, and the Rockets come back as Elvin Hayes with the basket. Nixon working on Dunleavy. And Kupchak outside.
Now here's the last point. Tom Henderson's bringing it up here. Lob pass into Elvin Hayes.
And Kupchak and Elvin Hayes, the two we were talking about, we'll see a lot of them. We have a timeout on the floor with the Rockets taking the early lead. Here at the Forum in Los Angeles, the Lakers with a 54-28 record last year, sparked by that man, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Rockets, only the third team in league history to reach the finals with a record under 500. And Kareem picks up his first personal foul.
Now they're hooking the big guy when he runs to the screen. They don't like that.
That was a sandwich play. Tom Henderson, who rarely scores, they want him in there strictly for playmaking because the Rockets have a great scorer in Murphy coming off the bench. Now a 4-point lead for Houston. Kareem comes back. That's the first time we've seen him assert himself in this one.
And he was testing that new rim, that breakaway rim, to see if he could make it break away. Now what you'll find in a game like tonight, the teams will spend more time feeling each other out because they still don't know. Both teams have a different combination, so they don't know what they can do together, and then they got to find what the other team can do. So the period of feeling out is going to last at least a little longer.
Nixon working on Dunleavy 1-1. Short. The Rockets are not going to miss many rebounds tonight or this season. That's their game. And they'll wait for Hayes and Malone to get inside. Dunleavy going for three. He's got it. Mike Dunleavy. A 3-point shot. And the Rockets now have opened up an early lead here with under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Henderson on Magic. Missed 45 games last year. Knee injury. Kupchak misses. Still Lakers ball.
3 guys went after him. That's the kind of ball you don't mind losing when you got 3 guys on the same team, although they should know who's around going for the ball. That's a hustle loss, and those never hurt a team.
You know, Bill, while Kupchak has joined the Lakers, they're still looking for more scoring coming off the bench. Nixon hits that shot, and of course, we'll talk a little bit more of the Laker problems that they've had off the court, but they need some bench scoring power.
The last 3 years, they have not gotten very much scoring from their bench because the way they use their bench is really to give the guys breathers. They have 4 guys essentially that they count on to do most of their scoring.
3-point lead for the Rockets, 7:20 to go first quarter. As Paul Westhead told us yesterday, Bill, sometimes Nixon will bring the ball up, sometimes Magic, depends on the situation. Wilkes got away from his man. Robert Reed wound up on the floor, and Wilkes has an easy 2.
Well, he was overacting a little bit, and in Los Angeles,
You didn't get
overacting, you don't get anything for that.
No trophy for him. Malone, so far, has spent this early game outside, double team, but scores over Kareem nonetheless. A lot of guys Kareem would rather face.
Look what I found.
A lot of guys he'd rather face than Moses Malone, I'm sure, for this opening game. Nixon, good move in on Dunleavy, and more Nixon. In his 5th season, averaged a little over 17 last year.
I think that Norm Nixon is probably the most underrated player in the league because he's playing with such a group of stars that they know he's good, but I don't think they realize just how good.
There's an offensive rebound by Malone. Nothing going, and Kupchak grabs the rebound. You think Nixon should be the point guard on this team?
No, that's not what I mean. Is that he can play point guard, he can play shooting guard equally well. And that's, most people don't realize just how tough that can be because you have to pull where sometimes and it's a very difficult thing to do, to play both positions well.
On CBS Sports Saturday, controversial former champion Sean O'Grady faces southpaw Andy Gannigan. Power-packed boxing action tomorrow on CBS Sports.
And what a fight that'll be. Sean O'Grady, 65 knockouts amongst his 76 wins. Gannigan, 29 knockouts, 33 wins. Tomorrow afternoon live on CBS Sports Saturday. And so far, teams are feeling each other out in the opening moment. We haven't had a chance to get into any of the new rules because they haven't come to play yet, as Mitch Kupchak, who played behind Elvin Hayes for 5 years at the center position, now finally getting a chance to start and going against Elvin.
Deja vu, I guess. Is that the word?
That's right. You've been to Paris this summer. Winding down to the halfway mark of this opening period. Elvin Hayes inside, errant pass, knocked away by Kareem. Norm Nixon. Henderson picks him up. Johnson is guarded by Dunleavy, and that's not what the Rockets would like. Now Johnson is posting Dunleavy up and can't get free. Wilkes. Johnson can't tip it in. Magic has had tough luck inside with him.
He hadn't been able to hit the ocean.
But Robert
Coming
Reed did
close.
right there. He's coming close. Robert Reed with a jump shot. And the Rockets up by a few. 3-point lead.
Well, this time of year, you throw up a lot of bricks. Just, you know, to get the feel of it.
Kupchak trying to keep Hayes outside, away from the defensive board. Magic goes up with a shot, and that one finally falls for him. Magic Johnson with his first field goal of the new year.
And they're posting him up, like I said they wouldn't do.
Mark Landsberger getting set to come in the game for the Lakers. Dunleavy goes up in a foul by Norm Nixon, and here's Landsberger coming into the game. And Westhead told us that Landsberger would come in and give Kupchak a break, because then we'll see Mitch come in for Kareem at center.
So what they're doing is taking one substitute and making him work two positions, and so that you can rest guys, so your team is actually deeper with 7 guys. Some other teams have to use 8 guys, but they have to use 2 different guys for that same thing.
And they can do the same with Mike Cooper.
Right. So what we have to realize now is that the Lakers intend to go with a short squad again. What I mean by short squad is the guys that play will be less than 11.
Well, they used 6 against the Celtics in the 4th game of the playoffs last year. Kareem loses the ball, yells for a foul from Jack Madden, and gets no respect. Henderson beating Dunleavy. And Mike Dunleavy, in his 4th year, originally with Philadelphia, gives Houston a 3-point lead again. And that's about the way it's gone with 4.5 to play, first quarter. Nixon double team, scores anyway. He had Reed and Dunleavy in his face. Johnson is on Henderson. Wilkes on Reed. This is Robert Reed. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Dunleavy, who hit a 3-pointer earlier, missed this time, and the Lakers coming back and take the lead. First quarter action from the Forum in Los Angeles, opening night of the 81-82 year. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. Kareem. Landsberger. And Landsberger, they'll call an offensive foul. Mark Landsberger, he is the bull in a china shop with his physical prowess inside.
Now here's Landsberger in the rebound. And here's going back up. Yes, they caught him.
Use that left arm a little bit too much. 3:40 remaining first quarter. Hayes. Guarded by Landsberger. Wild shot by Elvin. Johnson. Wilkes wide open. Rarely misses from there. But the Lakers are missing some shots they normally would click on, and we have a loose ball foul call
On Elvin Hayes.
So for Hayes, his first personal foul and second team foul, as Westhead is going to bring in Mike Cooper. And Bill was talking about the versatility of the Lakers with Kupchak and Landsberger, and now Mike Cooper is another example.
Right, but he plays guard and forward, and he plays both guard position, as we call it, you know, the point guard or the shooting guard.
And Calvin Murphy, he is the spark plug coming off the bench for the Rockets. Couldn't believe 3rd leading active scorer in the NBA. 13th year, 12th year for him. Kareem misses out of bounds. It's still Laker ball. You're not going to get a lot of swift action with Houston in the game. They want to just slow it up and play that half-court offense.
And they want to make sure that the Lakers only get one shot. This is you might call this a breakdown, because the Lakers got the rebound or got the ball back.
Reed collapsing on Kareem, and they'll call a foul. Now, they have new rules concerning the non-use of what they don't like to call a zone, but an illegal defense. But you can double-team the man with the ball anytime.
Yes, as long as you're playing the ball, you can double-team. But if you're just standing there, you can't.
Reed's first personal 13th foul. Magic going in with it. Kareem look for the rebound, and here's Calvin Murphy. So when the Rockets need some spark, they bring in Calvin Murphy at 33 years old.
Instant offense.
Reed, top of the key, looking inside. They use a double post, and Henderson. Landsberger the rebound. Most improved player, says Paul Westhead, but Nixon loses the ball in a 4-on-1, but the one is Kareem, and Murphy wisely puts up the tempo.
Take that, large person.
You were talking about how you used to handle a 3-on-1, but a 4-on-1, that's something else.
Well, you just wait and take the ball out of bounds.
2:25 remaining, first quarter. Nixon pounding Murphy inside, and Norm off to a good start, has 10 of the Lakers' 20 points. First quarter winding down to the 2-minute mark. Rockets don't want to commit a lot of fouls or commit a lot of turnovers, and so far they haven't. That one drops for Moses Malone, who is second in scoring and first in rebounding in the NBA last year, and now has 8 points to lead his team.
These two guys play very well against each other, Malone and Kareem.
Malone has averaged over 26 points against Kareem and the Lakers. And there's a tremendous block inside by Malone. And if the Rockets don't have the break, they'll set it up. And Murphy, Henderson on the interception, puts it in.
Well, what Landsberger did, he got the rebound, he dribbled a couple times, he jumped up in the air, and then Henderson wisely stepped into his passing lane. If he kept his feet, he wouldn't have thrown that ball away.
Kareem trying to get more into the flow of this game, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled.
Now, his early actually has that block, and then they start the fast break, which you don't see Houston do very much.
Loose ball on 44.
Now watch Landsberger.
Right. There.
And an easy 2 for Henderson. And we'll be back with 1:17 to go in the first. 5-point lead for the Rockets, but the leading scorer for the Lakers is Norm Nixon, who has 10 of their 20 points. And of course, Nixon was a bit dissatisfied over his role. He had been point guard with Magic Johnson out. What about being off guard?
I don't have any choice. But I can play with Magic. Again, that's never been the problem. The problem has been that the press has taken something and thrown it out of proportion. And it's all a reflection of me. I'm the problem child out in L.A. when it's not.
That was Mike Cooper. Michael Cooper, better known for his defense, gets the bucket to bring the Lakers to within 3 with about a minute to go in the first quarter here. Billy Paultz has come in the game, replacing Elvin Hayes, and Alan Level is in at guard for Houston. Moses Malone, redoubtable on the offensive board.
You know, whenever he shoots, or whenever there's a shot taken, you have got to hold him off right away. You can't wait. Actually, you can't wait till the shot's taken. And if he's shooting, what you have to do almost is start screening him out before the shot's taken.
Del Harris says it was not an elbow, and the personal foul is on Billy Paultz, his first, and now the penalty situation. It's like they exchanged him a little bit there, huh? So Kareem is on the line, shooting 1 and the penalty. Eddie Jordan's in the game. That's right, but they call it 1 in the penalty because no longer do they have 3 for 2 or 2 for 1. Of course, Kareem was not fouled in the act of shooting. And of course, there are no more backboard fouls, automatic 2 shots. Those are 2 of the new rules concerning shooting free throws in the game. Less than 30 seconds to go now in the first quarter. 27-24, the Rockets lead. As Mitch Kupchak comes back in the game and Mike Cooper gets up, Eddie Jordan commits the foul. So Kupchak is back, and that's Jordan's first and the 4th team foul against the Lakers.
Well, so far this game has been pretty much played at Houston's pace. The Lakers have had a few fast breaks, but not nearly as many as they would like. And what they try to do is keep applied pressure. They keep the pressure by trying to fast break where they have it not every time, and you keep this pressure to make the other team make mistakes or make them pick up the pace if possible.
They got 6 seconds on the shot clock. Malone misses. So Kupchak, as you saw, came in, and Kareem getting his first breather. And Magic Johnson off the hands of Landsberger out of bounds with 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 2 seconds to go. Boston an easy winner over Washington in opening night action. And that is the end of the first quarter. And it's the kind of quarter that the Houston Rockets would have to be pleased with because they controlled the tempo for the most part. 27-24, Houston leading after 1 period. I guess Halloween is upon us. And they're Dodger fans too, right?
You know you're in L.A.
Get that out, right?
You know you're in L.A.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Basketball Association, and it's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Los Angeles Lakers and the National Basketball Association is prohibited. Start of the second quarter here at the Forum. The Lakers trailing the Houston Rockets 27-24. Dick Stockton with Bill Russell as Allen Level goes to the hoop and draws the foul.
You know, so far, the Rockets have been able to keep the pace pretty slow. But if they in the second quarter with a 3-point lead, then the Lakers can't feel too bad because in playing the other team's game or at their tempo, they're still right in the middle of the ball game. Now, the Rockets will have to maintain this, and it's going to be difficult at times because of substitutions, fatigue, and all kinds of factors. But they got to keep their ball slow, and the real temptation is when the Lakers make a mistake is not to run down and fire it up.
Allen Level, who's a wild playmaker type for the Rockets, but he gained notoriety with a fall-away shot against the Celtics in the playoffs, and Del Harris has more confidence in him as a shooter now. So Level is in there. Eddie Jordan, who committed the foul, his second, controlling the ball in the backcourt, guarded by Calvin Murphy. It's Cooper 21, Jordan 5 in the backcourt, Wilkes 52, Landsberger 54 up front, and Kupchak to center 41 as we have a foul. Foul is against Calvin Garrett. Magic came out of the game and Wilkes came in, and so the starting backcourt on the bench right now for the Lakers, you saw Norm Nixon and Magic Johnson. So Murphy and Level in the backcourt for Houston. Up front, Malone, Pulse, and Calvin Garrett. Wilkes, good move on Calvin Garrett, and he got that extra step, and that's why he got in there and draws the foul.
And Wilkes is the only starter still playing. No, Kupchak's back now.
We're going to move by Wilkes.
Jamal Wilkes, he gives him a good head and shoulder there. Then he tries to get in there, and he takes a pretty good banging, but he does all the time.
So Calvin Garrett has come in quickly, picks up 2 personal fouls.
You know, what the Rockets do to some of the teams, in the playoffs especially, and what it looks like they continue this season, is that they slow the pace down to try to make the other team get impatient. And so that when they have a chance to break, they won't, just to make the other guys have to play defense. And that's the way they apply pressure, is testing the guys' patience.
And they're looking inside all the time.
41 in the back.
Mitch Kupchak.
You know what I've never been able to figure out? When especially the big guys are inside pushing each other, how they decide which one's fouling.
Kupchak's first personal foul. Murphy has a pass deflected by Cooper. That's Cooper's outstanding defense that the Lakers love so much. Jordan. Wilkes wide open. Jamal misses, and tipping it away is Allen Level. Level slows it up and puts up the jumper, but the Rockets right now are playing the Lakers style.
And that's what Del Harris does not want his team doing. That shot, even if he made it, was not a good shot. Luckily they got the ball back, but that's not what they want to do.
Jordan on Level. Paul's high post. Keep Landsberger away from the boards. Billy comes in, and it's deflected out of bounds. Still Houston ball. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they say he's quicker this year, and started working out 3 days after the loss to the Rockets in the playoffs last year. Malone double-teamed outside, goes to the hoop, and it drops for him. 12 points for Moses Malone. He's the high scorer in the game, and the Rockets are up by 5 in the first 2 minutes of play here in the second quarter. Jordan picked up from the Nets when Magic went down with injury last year. Landsberger rejected by Malone, and here's a 3-on-2 by the Lakers. That's Moses' 4th block, and a jump shot by Calvin Garrett, the designated shooter, and Westham seeing his team rush the ball up court. Biggest lead of the game for the Rockets, 7 points. Mike Cooper, wild shot. And a loose ball foul against Jamal Wilkes. And right now the crowd is awfully quiet, William.
Well, the Rockets will make them get quiet because they're playing pretty good. They're playing good defense. They're rebounding real well and taking the shots they want.
O'Grady and Gannigan, 2 knockout punchers tomorrow on CBS Sports Saturday. Well, how long can they keep Kareem on the bench with Houston opening up a 7-point lead, Bill?
Well, I think he's trying right now. He's trying certain combinations to see what happens now. Kupchak is guarding Malone, and he's trying to keep the ball away from him because he figures after he gets the ball, he can't guard it.
Billy Paul's baseline jumper. So the veteran Paultz now was a starter at forward last year, now backing up Hayes and Malone, and they've extended his career in the process because he's 33 years old. Wilkes coming around a Cooper screen. The rebound, Allen Level, and Houston running more than they'd like to run, and certainly Del Harris, but a tremendous shot by Malone with incredible spin. And the Rockets are up by 11 points. Cooper deflected by Level. Wilkes goes inside, and Jamal
outstanding play by Wilkes there because he never really had control of that ball the whole time until the last step.
Kareem will come back. Norm Nixon will come back. But the Lakers have the luxury of bringing Kareem out for Mitch Kupchak, who has been playing center with Kareem on the bench.
Now what Houston is doing, they're trying to stop the outlet pass so that the Lakers can't pass back. They're putting pressure because of new rules with the backcourt foul not being 2 shots. They can afford to pick up the Laker guards in the backcourt and take a chance, but what they want to do is stop them from running.
And Murphy committed the foul there, Bill, and in the past they would have gone on the line to shoot 2. All it is a common foul right now, and each team has 3 team fouls.
So on a fast break team, this is where you take advantage of them.
Kareem. Paultz has done a good job over the years against Kareem, too, defensively. Trying to deny him the ball right now. Kupchak against Moses Malone. He's not afraid of anyone. He goes right in, and a loose ball foul is called. On Mitch Kupchak, it'll be his 2nd personal foul, but he went in there against Moses Malone with a vengeance.
And Moses made him shoot a funny shot. And when you challenge the good defensive shot blockers, they will make you shoot funny shots.
So Allen Level is the point guard, and Elvin Hayes will come back in. Rotating guards, rotating forwards, as Malone hits from outside, 16 points in the game. So the chess game continues with Magic being sent in by Westhead at the first opportunity. Nixon with the move on Calvin Murphy, and will have a foul. It'll be against the Houston Rockets, and it'll be their 4th team foul. Allen Level, his first. So now Hayes is back, number 44. Malone gets his first breather of the game. And Magic Johnson is back, too. So Malone goes out. He has scored 16 points. Pretty good night's work thus far.
Especially since he's only played a little over a quarter.
For a lot of people, that would be maybe a week's work.
Except in this building, he could say, what's the record in this place? But in this building, it's almost out of reach, probably.
Nixon misses both free throws. One of the better free throw shooters. 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half here at the Forum in Los Angeles, opening night. A lot of feelings between these teams as Paultz goes to the hoop.
32.
Foul is on Magic Johnson.
Now, what has happened as a result of last year's success by both teams, these coaches have still got to try to see what combinations work for them.
Paultz hits the first. Okay, one of the new rule changes, no more 3 to make 2. It's just 2 shots for Paultz. Lakers are in the penalty, and Paultz hits them both.
And the Rockets are picking them up full court. And the idea is not to necessarily steal the ball, but to slow the pace down, to make that guy have to turn his back to bring that ball up.
Biggest lead of the game for the Rockets, and Johnson trying to play one-on-one against Level. And there's a foul inside. They called an illegal defense, and now they're going to set the clock back to 24. What's Paultz doing?
He's in the, I think that's the illegal place to be.
You have to guard a man.
Or be out of that lane.
That's right. So there's an example of the illegal defense, and the next time it's called, it'll be a technical foul against the Rockets.
What I haven't figured out is
illegal easy defense. To figure out.
What's the difference between the illegal defense and the zone?
No, illegal is spelled Z-O-N-E.
Oh.
Kareem inside. with 6 points in the game, and the Lakers trail by 11. So keep in mind, as Bill told you, the Rockets have won the last 3 between the teams here at the Forum, and they set a record for playoff victories on the road last year. The turnover, Nixon. Johnson. Magic with a fake and a score. Magic Johnson, who can do so many things, has brought the Lakers now to within 9 points with 6:45 to go in the second quarter. 4 points for Magic. And Dunleavy getting set to check back in. Murphy cutting across the line. Dunleavy hits the bucket. So Mike Dunleavy, free agent originally with Philadelphia in his 4th year. Level watching for Magic's drive. Wilkes, the rebound in a crowd. Kareem trying to tip it up, and an offensive or loose ball foul called against the Lakers. Kupchak wound up on the floor, but I believe the foul's against.
Well, if you hit someone and you think it's going to call a foul, what you do is you might fall down sometime and maybe make the referee change his mind, but it didn't work that time.
Well, they call it against Kupchak with a propensity for fouls. That's the number 3 for Mitch.
Now, the trouble that the Lakers may have during the season is that using these guys in double roles. When a guy gets into foul trouble, it creates a stress on terms of substitution who you're going to use, and it changes the whole pattern, so you have to be very careful.
That's our score, and we'll be back in a moment. We're seeing 3 of the all-time leading active scorers in action tonight, and Elvin Hayes going to the line right now. Amazing, Bill. He has missed just 7 games in 13 years.
Now that's he must be doing something right, or he's that's not very many games
to miss. Thousands of games that he would have played. He misses the free throw and only has 1 coming. Again, the new rule, because the Lakers are in the penalty, no more 3 for 2. Hayes just gets 2 free throws, and he is 1 for 2. So Elvin, now with 3 points in the game, 6:10 remaining in the first half, 12-point lead for the Rockets, who have been managing to hold on despite occasional flurries in the running game. Nixon, good feed into Kareem, but no foul is called, and a fine defensive play by the Rockets at the other end. Calvin Garrett slows it up for Dunleavy. Hayes moving in on Kupchak, who has 3 fouls. Elvin off the glass, and Kareem, a rare shot of Kareem bringing the ball up. Magic goes up. And Magic Johnson getting his points, going to the hoop. Has 6 in the game.
Now when Malone is not in the game, the Rockets do seem to pick the pace up a little bit to get the ball up because they don't have to work it inside as much.
And they've got people like Level to do that, and Level with a jump shot. And I'll tell you, he's gaining more and more confidence in his shooting skills. It started at the playoff against the Celtics last year. He has 4 points. 5:05 remaining. Kupchak inside against Elvin Hayes. The 2 who were teammates with the Bullets when they won the championship. Going head-on inside. Calvin Garrett with a jump shot, and the Rockets are hitting from outside and leading by 14 points, their biggest lead of the game.
I don't think they're feeling out the Lakers anymore. They're trying to beat them.
Rockets have a heavy early season road schedule, and if they come out of that pretty good, they'll be in great shape when they start in a couple of months and have a string of games at home, and they're playing solid defense at the other end.
They're playing excellent defense tonight. They blocked shots. But the main thing they've done, they slowed the game down by picking up and keeping pressure on full time.
Turnover, Nixon ahead of the field. Cone will catch him. Norm Nixon delights the crowd. The lightning guard from Duquesne. And a 12-point lead. Nixon with 12 points. Leading scorer for the Lakers. Wilkes has 10. The turnover and the break.
There's a good defense. That's what gives you a lot of your fast breaks. It's a good defense. When you either get a block shot or a good rebound, you get a good relief. But you got to get the ball up there.
But the Lakers have to get inside on the Houston Rockets, who have been playing that tough defense. Bill, Moses Malone picking up where he left off against Kareem, apparently.
Well, that's something you have to consider. In that matchup, at his age, which is not that old, but it's still old, Kareem has to pace himself. Now, that matchup will become more important at the end of the third quarter than it is now.
And he's had the flu this week, too.
Well, that's showbiz.
The show goes on. Malone in the game for Billy Faltz and Magic Johnson. I don't know if Malone saw Magic coming. He was right on his back for that layup.
Yeah, he was looking at the big fella there, and Magic came in behind him, sort of blindsided him.
Malone with Kareem inside. Hayes gets the bucket. Well, that's a physical team inside with Elvin Hayes and Moses Malone. You rarely see Fultz in there as well. That's not in Del Harris's plan. As Nixon misses outside, and it's Rockets ball. They have controlled this play thus far. They lead by 12 points with 3:23 remaining in the first half. And this is the start of a long journey, 82-game schedule. The New York Knicks with their new player, Maurice Lucas, formerly of the New Jersey Nets. Knicks win their opening game.
Help him.
At the new Brendan Byrne Arena. We'll bring you the All-Star game, January 31st. Robert Reed, second effort after Wilkes with superb defense. And now we'll have a jump ball. So we're seeing outstanding defense up front by the Lakers.
Well, inside, Kareem does a good job in intimidation and in blocking shot.
Gonna bang it away.
Little contact there. Little help from Magic there.
Into the backcourt, Henderson controls. He started the game as a playmaker, but Level has played most of the way as the point guard for the Rockets. With under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Malone. Kareem feeding Nixon. He has Cooper on his right. And here's Mike Cooper going in. Tries the stop shot, but Robert Reed stopped that play. And that's why Robert Reed is the best defensive forward for the Rockets.
Right, he tried to duck over him, and he played good defense so that he didn't have a clear shot to dunk. He had to move the ball around a little bit.
Johnson's baseline shot, so Magic now with 10 points in the game. Nixon 12, Johnson 10, and the Lakers' strength in this game could be in their backcourt against Houston, and they have accounted for 22 of their 40 points. 10-point Rocket lead. Malone playing a high post, setting a screen for Dunleavy. Hayes is low, double teamed, and he can double team the man with the ball. That's not against the rules. Wilkes spins away. Johnson back to Wilkes with a nifty pass and a foul.
Excellent pass by Magic Johnson. That was a great pass. He didn't hold it at all. That's getting the ball to the right guy, the right place.
That's what created that play. Right here, the pass.
Right here on in the missed shot. Wilkes made a good move there, especially for a forward. Those big guys don't dribble too well. And that pass right back. Great pass there. He got fouled. Great pass by Magic Johnson.
Robert Reed, his second foul, and Wilkes is on the line shooting two. Both teams in the penalty right now, but just 2 shots for Jamal Wilkes. This is the first, so we've already seen the effects of the rule change because they're not getting that bonus thrown in.
Right, he'd have another shot.
Jamal Wilkes 11th in scoring in the NBA last year. Elvin Hayes and Del Harris, who gained a lot of notoriety, respect with his coaching toward the end of last year. Malone and Kareem, the big matchup of the game. And a foul outside. And now, Tom Henderson has a few words for Mike Cooper with Jamal Wilkes acting as peacemaker. Hopefully.
Well, they're getting to each other. Tom is saying, who's your broker? And Michael Cooper's saying, I have a West Coast broker. I don't use the New York offices.
They're kind of exercised about brokers, I'll tell you that.
I say this, and 20, I want 25.
There's a lot of things between these guys. And the way Michael Cooper plays defense, he can't irritate you. Because he's right there and always contact. Not that he's hitting so hard, but always contact. And here's why they were arguing, I guess.
There's that great defensive play by Robert Reed. They weren't arguing over that. That was just a clean defensive play. Here's Reed in his 4th year, averaged nearly 16 points a game last season. Came from a small school, St. Mary's University of San Antonio.
No, that wasn't Reed.
No. Well, maybe her name is Reed. Bill, we don't know that. Philadelphia off to a good start. Cleveland may have some problems.
A lot of new personnel. They have to mesh the whole thing, get it to work together.
Under 2 minutes to go, first half. Kareem trying to take it to Malone, and a foul inside. So it'll be a shooting situation in 2 shots, and the foul is on Moses Malone, only his first. The Rockets basically have stayed out of a lot of foul trouble. The only player in the game with 3 personals is Mitch Kupchak of the Lakers, who right now is on their bench. So here's Kareem on the line. One of the better free throw shooters for a big guy.
Yes. The only free throw shooter with the big guys.
Now. Kareem, 4th in the league scoring last season. So the Lakers have cut it to 7, and they're trapping all over the court, and the youngster Bill Willoughby. And it's still Houston ball. Magic Johnson got the ball away, but he was out of bounds when he took it away from Willoughby. And Bill Willoughby, who came from high school into the pros, not an easy task, will inbound it for the Rockets. Dunleavy guarded by Nixon with 1:35 remaining in the half. Show you some of the top rookies in the NBA as part of our halftime feature. Garrett puts a good fake on Jamal Wilkes, but his shot is off the mark. And here's Magic Johnson, 4-on-2 for the Lakers, and Wilkes gets it. Points for Jamal Wilkes, and the Houston lead, once 14 points, has been cut to 5. Willoughby is looking for Malone, can't find him, and Wilkes the rebound. Well, he's done some whirling dervish things in the backcourt, Bill.
Yes, he has. He's been rebounding very well tonight, too, on the defensive board.
And Magic finds Malone, but gets Kareem, who eggs that ball in with just enough spin, and now the Lakers have come to within 3, and the crowd loves it.
And this is the way they do. They play a strong defense, and they get the shot up. This is what I mean. They can score in bunches because they play good defense. They get block shots, they get rebounds and steals.
Henderson with a driver misses. Magic Johnson trying to bring the Lakers to within 1. And Dunleavy tipped the ball away, and it's Houston ball. And once again, a big defensive play for the Rockets. And with 20 seconds to go, they'll play for the final shot. The Lakers have outscored the Rockets by 11 points in a hurry in the last 3.5 minutes. 10 seconds to go now. In the first half, Henderson, Dunleavy hits the bucket with 4 seconds to go. And a steal, Malone goes up. And that'll do it. Paul Westhead gives a look at the scoreboard. And so the Houston Rockets, who want to slow it up, did a little bit of that, a little bit of running, but the good D probably is responsible for their 5-point lead. What do you think?
Right, they played good defense, and they kept the game under control most of the time. But the last few minutes, the Lakers, that applied pressure that they put on began to take effect, so that Houston was not able to make them a little too anxious. They were able to get some steals, get some key rebounds, and run the break they wanted. Now, what Houston did not do the last few minutes was pressure the outlet. And that's what they have to do continually with this team. The outlet pass had to continue. But Wilkes upset that a couple times. That's why they got away, because he made some heck of a moves getting the ball out.
Well, Bill and I are going to take a look at some of the top rookies, and some of them did pretty well in games played this evening, and we'll bring you up to date on the scores as well. So the class of '81 coming up. At the end of the first half, the score, the Rockets 52 and the Lakers 47.